Hi everyone, I'm back. Really happy to be back. Actually, we got back from our European vacation or adventure on July 6th, but after being gone for 9 weeks, we had to do a lot of catch up with some doctor's appointments for my hubby, and then we met up with our smallest grandson. And then a week later, we ended up taking him up towards Pensacola and stuff for his mom to pick him up. They live in Mississippi. And we're back now. And I'm excited to be back on the tube here. I was watching on the plane ride from Heathrow. You know, it's a long ride from Heathrow to Orlando. And I was catching up on some videos that I hadn't had time to watch while we were on the road as much as we were, and in different locations. And I'll do another video about that later. But one that I was writing down while I was on the plane and watching the video was the one, and I've got my little notebook here. What made me do it? The hashtag what made me do it, and this is a VR DragonflyDilly. And as I was sitting there watching it on the plane, I was taking notes and I was writing down, oh, this is the one, this is the one, this is the one. So I thought I would just share that with you today. So the first one is Tarot Tube Made Me Do It, and it's inspired by Tarot Tube. And I will say specifically, it was inspired by Racine at Owl Moon 513, and it's the Bulk Tarot. Love this deck. Love this art. Like these old poster type. Oh, look at this dude. Sorry, it makes me laugh, so I'm gonna laugh. Here he is, you know, sinking in quicksand with centipedes biting him, but he's hanging on to his $4. You know, can't let anything happen to my money here. But I just adore this deck. It's an excellent reader. It's sort of retro art. It's cool. It's cool to me. Oh, look at this Judgment. That gives me, you know, was it Night of the Living Dead vibes here. And here's Temperance. Yeah, that's me. But I really like it. This is a great deck. I do find I have a bit of a challenge pairing this with pairing it with Oracle decks. I wish I could get an Oracle deck that was very similar to this, so if you know of one out there, please let me know. I'm real tempted to get Todd Alcott. I didn't put that, or didn't tell you that, but this is by Todd Alcott. And I'm very tempted to get his sci-fi because, you know, it's got aliens and stuff in it, and I love the aliens, you know. It's cool. But this art, his work, his decks, they're all pretty great, you know. They're fun. They have a sense of humor to them, and they're really good, accurate readers. So this is the one that Tarot Tube made me do it, and pretty much, like I said, Racine. This is her fault, and I thank her very much. Okay. Oh gee, I'm gonna have a hard time putting these around. I have them stacked up on my chair here. Okay, the next deck is My Heart Made Me Do It, a deck that pulled at my heartstrings. And I don't have decks for any of these except for two, only because I haven't made a bag for them yet. So this is the Soul Cats. See if I can read this. It's by Lisa Robertson, and My Heart Made Me Do This. I love this artwork. I cannot remember the artist's name, but I have another deck with his art in it. But this deck just I love cats. I love animals, period. Love animals. Love dogs too, some dogs. But I am a cat lover through and through. I've had many cats over my lifetime. 3, 4 that really are still in my heart, you know, and every time I think about them, I'll start crying. So I can't do that. And one of them is a Siamese for sure. Actually, 2 of them are Siamese. And one of them is a calico, a long hair calico. But I just, this deck, you know, if I want a comfort deck, I usually reach for this because it gives me all the feels. Even when they've got angel wings and they have, you know, little goggles and stuff, and so we've dressed them up a little bit, I don't care. I love it. I love this deck so much. And it's gorgeous. Look at the eyes. Boy, he sure does capture, the artist sure does capture the eyes beautifully. My. And when we slow down with our traveling and cruising and stuff, a cat will definitely find its way to me in the right time. And I will have another. Oh, look at this guy. I love that. That is so cool. Oh, so my heart made me do it, and this is the Soul Cats tarot deck. I should be telling you all the things like, you know, other people do and stuff, but I'm not, just because I wanted to get this out pretty quick. We've got some stuff to do this afternoon, so I wanted to make this video before I forgot about it. Okay, the next prompt, number 3, is My Head Made Me Do It, a mindful decision. And that was Tarot of the Spirit. I wanted to learn Thoth-ish or Kabbalah, you know, the Tree of Life or whatever this is. I'm sorry, I'm not, I haven't worked with this deck a lot, but every time I pick it up, it hits me pretty hard. It really does. It hits me hard. So I have to be in the right frame of mind to use this deck, and I just, you know, this was definitely a mindful decision. I love the artwork. From what I had read online and listened to some videos and stuff, people sort of related this to a more, should I say, stylized? Maybe that's not the right word. Artistically is what I'm talking about. To the Thoth deck. And I don't have a Thoth deck. I don't want a Thoth deck because, like the RWS, I'm not really drawn to the artwork, and I know I would never use it because of that. But the artwork here really sort of speaks to me. You know, it speaks to me intuitively, and I enjoy this deck when I pull it out. But like I said, I have to be in the right frame of mind, because if I am at all too much in my feels or vulnerable or distracted or anything, I do not pull this deck, because it is, I found the readings, and maybe I should say the messages, because, you know, if you've been on my channel, you've heard me say before, every time I pick up a deck, I'm talking to my spirit tribe. I'm talking to my angels, my guides, my guardians, my ancestors, my witch sisters, my fae friends. I'm talking to those who surround me, who watch over me, who guide me, who protect me. Excuse me. And they evidently love this deck, or they love to tell me exactly how it is in no uncertain terms. So I'm thinking probably someone in my spirit tribe is the Queen of Swords, and she doesn't pull any punches. And that's how I feel when I use this deck. But it was definitely a mindful choice, and I am so glad I got it because it's here when I need it. When I need that Queen of Swords energy that just says, get on with it, girl. You know, don't pussyfoot around stuff. Just do it. Okay, number 4. The title made me do it. The title or theme? Well, I went with the title because sorry. Tarot of Haunted House. And I don't want to say who doesn't love a haunted house, because I'm sure some people don't, but this girl does. I love anything ghostly, supernatural, haunted. I love all of that. And when I saw this Tarot of Haunted House, I was like, oh God, I need to have this. You know, I started thinking of all the books I've read about haunted houses, and you know, people, and the shows I watch about people investigating haunted houses, and you know, it just sort of sold me. To me, though, it's not so much a haunted house. I mean, this sort of looks spooky, and it looks very retro, you know, back to the old, maybe who, Christopher Lee, Bela Lugosi, those type of movies and stuff. But I don't find it to be very haunted, even though there's an actual skeleton here. Who knows? But I love the deck. I like the artwork, and I really like Sasha Graham's writing. I think she does a great job. And so, there we go. Tarot of Haunted House. It was the title. Sucked me right in, man. What can I say? All right, number 5. The artwork made me do it. I couldn't resist the artwork in this. I just couldn't. I have not read these books, so I don't know what they're about, but this is Raven's Wand Oracle by Stephen Hutton. And when this came across on a sideline on Amazon a few years ago, I saw this and I was captivated. I mean, look, here's a fox. Here's a fox dressed up with all the cats and fairies flying around. And oh my gosh, this took me to another world. And I fell in love with this world. This world where people and animals who walk and talk and do their own sort of magic, where everyone is a community and they work with each other. I just, man, this artwork just grabbed me, brought me in. I mean, look at her. Here she is with a crystal ball talking to a frog. Is that a frog? Is that a dragon frog? I'm not quite sure what that is. Oh, and here she is. See what I mean? Look at this artwork. It's, oh gosh, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And we have some mythological creatures, or maybe even some made-up creatures. Maybe creatures that have never been talked about before. Who knows? But this one. Here he is in his caravan, this tiger with the black cat. And look at these little, I'm not sure what they are. They're little beings. They kind of look like little tiny fey dragons or something. They're just, yeah, I'm a little obsessed with this deck. I absolutely love it. I pull it out usually starting in August, because that's when I go from summer to fall, and I want my darker decks. I mean, to be honest, I pulled my darker decks out at the beginning of this week because I just couldn't wait. I'm sort of tired of the light and bright and cheerful, and I want to I want some dark magic here, some gothic stuff. I'm just looking for that. But anyway, this is the artwork made me do it because it's absolutely enchanting, and this would be me. This is the world I want to live in. You know, this is, boy, this is the world I want to live in. If I could ever call a world Lindsayville, this would be it. Look at there, Daisy and the dandelion. Oh, yeah, artwork made me do it. Okay, number 6, the hype made me do it. Y'all don't get mad at me. But first, is this not cute? Isn't this the cutest fabric? My ADD is sort of out the charts a little bit. And who else is sad that Joanne's is gone? That would be me. Extremely sad. Okay, the hype made me do it. And if you know the backs, you know the backs. This is, what is this? The Witch's Garden Tarot. When this first came out, I don't know, a couple years ago or so, I don't remember. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it because and I don't know why. Maybe because I was like, no, I'm gonna let the hype, calm down, and then see if people still like it, because this was all the rave. I couldn't open up anyone's channel without them, doing a walkthrough of this deck. And while it's a very pretty deck, it is a very pretty deck, and I know people love the cardstock. I'm not a fan. It's a little flimsy and chippy to me, and I have only had this deck. I bought it this year, so it's, and I think maybe I've used it 3 times, and I'm already getting some chips on it. So not a fan of the cardstock. The artwork is absolutely lovely. I really enjoy the art on it. And this is another Sasha Graham deck, which is wonderful. But yeah, it was the hype. And I want to say not the initial hype, but it sort of wore me down, if you know what I mean. It sort of, people were still talking about it this year, And I thought, it is pretty. And I watched a few more, or rewatched probably, a few more walkthroughs of this deck. And I thought, no, because I was worried initially that it would take the place of my Green Witch's Tarot, the Green Witch Tarot. It doesn't. It's different. It's different. I get a totally different vibe from this than I do from the Green Witch Tarot. It's a nice deck. It really is. But it was the hype initially that finally got to me. I love that Hierophant. I do wish they had renamed that to maybe the Wise One or something like that. There are things to this deck I would change, or I would have preferred, but I need to work with it a little bit more. I thought that I would spend time in all of July when we got back and just work with this deck. That was in my mind, but I've picked it up once. And I'll tell you why I've picked it up once. Because every time I pick it up to use it, to shuffle it, this dude appears. Every single time. He will come flying out of this deck. The 3 times I have done a spread with this, he has appeared all 3 times. It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre that I get a card, a stalker card like this King of Pentacles so much, that I did not ask this deck because I knew if I asked it, he would show up again. I used another deck and I said, why is the King of Pentacles in the Witch's Garden Tarot haunting me, stalking me, and it pretty much came, well, it doesn't matter. I figured it out. I was told, and I understand now. So hopefully, maybe in the future, this dude, I don't know if I'm even praying. I'm so sorry, guys. Hopefully in the future, he will settle down and he won't be around. But this card was so cute. Did I tell you all? I don't remember if I did or not. When I received the deck, this card was torn right here. It was just like someone had just ripped it. And so I contacted Llewellyn and they sent me a new card. That was really nice of them. I sent them a picture of it and they sent me a new card. So they did do that for me, which is awesome. But the hype made me do it. I finally have this, and I will probably work with it maybe in August a little more than I am now. Sorry, reaching and putting things away because I can't. I got a chair full of stuff over here. Okay, my dark side shadow made me do it, and this is a recent purchase. The Dark Angels Tarot. I've looked at this. I've watched a couple walkthroughs of it, but Angel at Feeding My Soul 1212, I saw this on her channel and how she was using the deck, and I thought, just buy it, just get it. And I really am glad I did, because in the last 2 weeks, it's been 2 weeks since I've had it, I have used this deck about 6 times. At least 6. Half a dozen, 8 maybe. I am obsessed with this deck. And that's sort of how it is with me, and it might be with a lot of people. You get a new deck, you get obsessed with it. You want to use it. You want to, pair it with everything. You want to see how it works for you. But I didn't think initially that I was going to like the art style on this, but I do. There are just a couple of cards, and it's 3 cards. This is one of them. Not at all fond of this, because everything here has sort of a gothic appeal, and then she looks like she's in a spacesuit or something. Weird. Love that one. But there are a couple in here that I don't like, and it's must be my issue, but it's using this same dude here, whoever that guy is, and maybe I have an issue with him. I need to find those now. See, that's what happens with my brain here. But let's float. Love that. Love that. Love it. Love it. And I like that too. That's kind of sexy here. I like that. Where is this guy? Of course, this one. I do not like this 7 of Wands because I don't know. He reminds me too much of Voldemort, and that doesn't appeal to me at all. Love justice though. And I like that one too. What is this? The 9 of Wands. Yes, I like that one. These are definitely appealing to my dark side. There. No. Nope. To me, that's Voldemort. I'd see this and it's like, now I've got a Harry Potter deck. And I don't have a Harry Potter deck. I do want one, but I didn't want this one to sort of give me those vibes, but it does. But it's okay. I'm just hoping I don't get the magician too much. But in all actuality, I just got him in my last reading with this. So maybe I need to do some shadow work around why I dislike that dude. I just don't like it. But anyway, love this deck, and it is dark, and yeah, I like it. I mean, I was never a goth girl. I think when goth was in, when was that? Maybe in the 80s or so. I was in the Air Force, and they would not have appreciated me being all goth when I was in uniform. So it just wasn't something I did, but having this dark side to me, this dark gothic side to me, oh yeah. I love this. Look at the pictures on here. These are all, I love that too. Oh, cool. Anyway, all right, we're moving on. That was my dark side. Okay. The next one is My Inner Child Made Me Do It. This is another one that is in a box still because I haven't, I've got the material picked out. I just haven't made it yet. And it's the Happy Halloween Tarot. Oh my gosh. This is so awesome. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it's just so cute. I mean, I saw this on Etsy, and I was going to buy it last year, and then I saw that it came out, and who put this out? U.S. Games. And I'm like, sweet, I'll get it in U.S. Games. But this is my childhood Halloween here. These are sweet. These are cute. These are adorable. Look at these brooms flying with the bats. Look at him with the jack-o'-lanterns and the haunted houses. I used to go to haunted houses all Halloween. It was just so much fun. I love doing that. That's why Tarot of Haunted House, the title there. But this just thrills me. Look at her, the Queen of Wands. Oh, Ray? No, that's the King of Wands, isn't it? I think Reina is the Queen. That must be the King. Sweet. I just adore this deck. It's so pretty, and look at it. I'm just gonna do this just because I can and I want to. Let's lay some of these out. Look how pretty this is. Oh my gosh, it just thrills me. Isn't that cute? Oh, look at the scary cat. I don't know if you remember, if you're as old as I am. Maybe you're probably not. The scaredy cat that used to be the face of Halloween back in the day, back in the 60s and stuff. It was really cool, and probably in the 50s. I don't know. But I am so in love with this deck, and my inner child definitely made me do this because I had to. Look at the Magician. Oh, I love this deck. It is so cute. Now I have the other Halloween. I can't think of the name of it now. I think it's a U.S. Games deck too, that has the little imps on it and stuff, and the Bride of Frankenstein and all those, and I love that too. But this one, I don't know. It took me right back to dressing up for Halloween when I was a kid, and we had those stupid plastic masks that we wore, and you could hardly see out of the thing or even breathe out of them. But it took me right back there. Love this deck. And I got some really cute fabric picked out to make for this. Okay, the next one is The Impulse Made Me Do It. So here I am. Where am I? I'm sitting in a hotel in London in May, and I'm looking on Amazon, and this deck popped up, Woven Spirit Oracle. and it was like $9, and I just bought it. Boom. I didn't really even look at it. It's by Lorraine Sadler, U.S. Games. These are the backs. Didn't really look at it. I colored this in like a bluish turquoisey color, but it was waiting for me when I got home this month. Luckily, my neighbor picked it up for me. But it was just pretty colors, you know. But I didn't pay much attention to it. I just saw it had some lovely colors. It was fairly cheap, and I was in the mood to buy something, so I bought this. I haven't really paired it with much yet, or just to even see, but it's a nice, pretty, very much a bright yellow summery deck, with lots of plants on it and some sort of ethereal looking artwork. But am I in shot? I'm so sorry, I'm moving all over the place. You know, words like reach and liberate, virtue, authenticity, uncertainty. I need to get into the guidebook with this and, you know, have a look at it, see how the guidebook reads. I mean, it's pretty, some of the art like these, you know, are pretty simplistic. They're not too much, and then you have something like that, these two, which are a lot, you know. But I thought it was kind of pretty. I did pull this the other day, and I really I remember now. I'm trying to think. I think it's last week or so. I remember thinking synergy with daisies, and daisy is my favorite flower. And I like the message of this. I thought, yeah, I see that. I can understand that. So I might give this a bit of a go, you know, try it for a couple more readings, see how it works for me, before I put it away. Like I said, I am doing my dark decks right now because these just aren't, this, I don't know. Maybe it's the sweltering hot summer here in Florida and humidity and stuff. I don't know, but I'm kind of over it. if you understand, if you know what I mean, I'm just kind of over it. Okay, and the next one, I think I may have shown this in a previous. Maybe I showed this. I'm not sure. On the decks I was going to take to Europe with me, and girl or guys, whoever's here, let me tell you, I told you I would change my mind, and I did. I mean, if anyone is at all interested in what I actually took with me, I will be happy to show you. But then I'll tell you that I didn't hardly use any of them. The Rabbono Witch Oracle. And this is the sale price. Made me do it. That's number 10, and I guess that's my what made me do it is the Rabbono Witch, and I like this deck. I really like this deck. Is it life-changing? Absolutely not. But does it pair with a lot of other decks? Absolutely. Does it give a good, not in depth, not deep, but it gives you a good message, you know? And some of these I have to go to the guidebook for, but like this one, Rest, that's pretty easy, Rest. The Marigold, I love plants, I love flowers. I am not a gardener at all. I can barely keep my house, two house plants that I have, alive. It's just not something that I'm very good at. No matter how much I try, I have killed cacti. but nourish. I get that. You know, the violet, no, I wouldn't know. I know what St. John's wort is. Tea with flowers, I can understand that. Runes, yes. I would have to look her up. The shoot, yes, I understand. The bramble in silence, I get that. The elder tree. If you know your birthday and birth date and you want to know what Celtic tree or own tree is related to you, you can look that up, and mine is the elder tree. So this one I'm aware of. And right to the forest, I thought that was kind of cool. The great oak, yes, I know what oak means to me, but I love the artwork on this. I love, you can see the color palette. It's, to me, this color palette is summer leading into fall, and I like it. Oh, we got some holly here. You know, I like the palette, I like the artwork, I like the messages, and I really like this deck, and I am so glad that I saw it. It was never on my radar. Not sure if I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember if I ever even saw a video about this, but it just popped up on my screen one day, and I went, "Ooh, well, that's a price I can't refuse," and so I bought it. And so this wraps up this video. Thank you. I hope I didn't take too long. I have no idea. My phone's up there and I'm sitting down, so no clue at all how long this video is, but I am so thankful and so grateful that if you made it through this far, that you spent some of your precious time with me today, and I appreciate you. I have a few more videos I want to make over the next week or so and sort of get back into this. Sorry if I'm talking too fast or I feel a little distracted, because I am. But we'll make it work, and this is my life. This is life for me. I don't sugarcoat a lot of things, you know. You sort of get what you get. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for being here, and you have a great one wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love.